Correct discipline and enough time are inseparable notions. Correct discipline cannot be hurried, for it is both the knowledge of what ought to be done and the willingness to do it, all of it, properly. The good worker will not suppose that good work can be made properly answerable to haste, urgency, or even emergency. But the good worker knows, too, that after it is done, work requires yet more time to prove its worth. One must stay to experience and study and understand the consequences. Must understand them by living with them, and then correct them, if necessary, by longer living and more work. It won't do to correct mistakes made in one place by moving to another place, as has been the common fashion in America, or by adding on another place, as is the fashion in any sort of growth economy. Seen this way, questions about farming become inseparable from questions about propriety of scale. A farm can be too big for a farmer to husband properly or pay proper attention to. Distraction is inimical to correct discipline, and enough time is beyond the reach of anyone who has too much to do. But we must go farther and see that propriety of scale is invariably associated with propriety of another kind, an understanding and acceptance of the human place in the order of creation, a proper humility. A proper humility is one of the inescapable prerequisites of correct discipline. There are some things the arrogant mind does not see. It is blinded and remains blinded by its vision of what it desires. It does not see what is already there. It never sees the forest that precedes the farm, or the farm that precedes the shopping center. It will never understand that America was discovered by the Indians. It is the properly humbled mind in its proper place that sees truly, because, to give only one reason, it sees details. And the good farmer understands that further limits are imposed upon haste by nature, which, except for an occasional storm or earthquake, is in no hurry either. In the processes of most concern to agriculture, the building and preserving of fertility, nature is never in a hurry. During the last 17 years, for example, I've been working at the restoration of a once exhausted hillside. Its scars are now healed over, though still visible. And this year it has provided more abundant pasture than in any year since we have owned it. But to make it as good as it now is has taken 17 years. If I had been a millionaire, or if my family had been starving, it would still have taken 17 years. It can be better than it is now, but that will take longer. For it to live fully in its own possibility, as it did before bad use ran it down, may take hundreds of years. But to think of the human use of a piece of land as continuing through hundreds of years, we must greatly complicate our understanding of agriculture. Let us start a job of farming on a given place, say an initially fertile hillside in the Kentucky River Valley, and construe it through time. This is work in the present tense, adequately comprehended by conscious intention and by the first sort of knowledge I talked about, information available to the farmer's memory and built into his methods, tools, and crop and livestock species. Understood in its present tense, the work does not reveal its value except insofar as the superficial marks of craftsmanship may be seen and judged. But excellent workmanship, as with a breaking plow, may prove as damaging as bad workmanship. The work has not revealed its connections to the place or to the worker. These connections are revealed in time. To live on the hillside and use it for a lifetime gives the annual job of work a past and a future. To live on the hillside and use it without diminishing its fertility or wasting it by erosion still requires conscious intention and information. But now we must say good intention and good, that is, correct information, resulting in good work. And to these we must now add character, the sort of knowledge that might properly be called familiarity, and the affections, habits, values, and virtues, conscious and unconscious, that would preserve good care and work through hard times. For human life to continue on the hillside through successive generations requires good use, good work all along. For in any agricultural place that will waste or erode, and all will, bad work does not permit muddling through. Sooner or later it ends human life. Human continuity is virtually synonymous with good farming, and good farming must obviously outlast the life of any good farmer. For it to do this, in addition to the preceding requirements, we must have community. Without community, the good work of a single farmer or a single family will not mean much or last long. For good farming to last, it must occur in a good farming community, that is, a neighborhood of people who know each other, who understand their mutual dependencies, and who place a proper value on good farming. In its cultural aspect, the community is an order of memories preserved consciously in instruction, songs, and stories, and both consciously and unconsciously in ways.